What's up, Loudmouth Sports Talk? It's your boy, Loudmouth Luch, back again with another episode of Off the Top Rope. Now, before we get started, as always, bombshellbowling.com/Loudmouth Sports Talk for all your Loudmouth gear. Get it? Now, this week, we have a lot to talk about. Sean, wait a minute. I didn't send nothing. I didn't send nothing. I didn't send you an invite to get on my show. How did you get on the show?
I don't need an invite, Luke. Coach. I don't need an invite.
Luke.
I don't need an invite. I don't need any of that.
You need an invite. I don't know how you possibly got on right now, but you need an invite.
Why would I need an invite?
Because it's my show. You should ask if you can come on.
That's your show.
Yeah. You retired, old man. You retired, old man.
Luch, that's what you think. Your show. Well, Luch, I have something to tell you. You see, I retired, yes, but Luch, you are now looking at the GM of Off the Top.
Wait. No. There's no general manager, nothing. There's only the boss that I got to go to, which is Big Court and, Big George. So I don't know nothing about no one talked to me about shit.
They don't need to talk to you about
They need to talk to me.
No, this is where it went wrong for you, Luch. See, they watched your show last week. And see, they contacted me. And they said, Sean, you left the show in the hands of somebody you trusted and you thought was going to do good. And they didn't like the numbers, Luch. They didn't like the numbers.
Not my numbers.
So in that sense, Luch, you no longer go through George and Courtney. Before you go through them, you got to go through me. So this week,
that's funny.
This week, act like I'm not even here. I'm not even here, Luch. Go ahead on with your show. I'm here to critique you through the next several weeks to make this show better.
Oh, God. Please, Sean. Please.
You want to make a phone call to Courtney or George?
I will make that phone call.
I'll do it for you.
I'll make the phone call after the show. I have a job to do. I'm going to do my job. And
you have a job to do.
I will call the actual boss.
What time does the show start? What time does the show air?
4:00.
Then why are we airing the show at 4:05?
Yeah, Big Luch. It's the Luch show, Sean. You have to understand, people love me, Sean. I never see comments for you. There's never comments for
I don't need comments. I don't.
Yes, you do.
The fans, that's their opinion, and that's fine.
The fans,
because at the end of the day, Luch, at the end of the day, we're gonna make the show better.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
These next few weeks, I'm just gonna evaluate.
Let's see.
And I'm gonna let you know.
Let's look at all these the comments coming in, Sean. The show starts as soon as I get the notification the Luch show is on.
That's fine, Justin David, but he has obligations to fulfill as a host of Off the Top Rope. And at 4:05, that means the show is starting late.
By what?
So, Luch,
4 minutes.
Once again,
by 3 minutes.
Once again, that's time, Luch, and that's money.
Your time.
Luch,
you're wasting time talking.
You need to understand.
You're wasting company time.
You need to understand. Loudmouth Entertainment is now an official LLC, and we have sponsors.
And you're wasting our time now. You're wasting. I could be talking about wrestling. I could be talking about the amazing week of wrestling.
I'm not here.
Oh, please. We know. Greatness knows no time. See, Joe, my man knows exactly what is up. But you know what? You're not here. So this week of wrestling was ridiculous. We had Raw. Raw started off a little shaky, but I actually do want to see Woods versus Reckoning. Woods wants her. I think we haven't seen a actual intergender match in it's been years. It's been years. I would like to see one. I think it would be really good. I think both of them would put on a great show. They both know how to work. And speaking of Reckoning, congratulations to Mia Yim and Keith Lee on their engagement. But then we have the chamber match. I have some problems here with the chamber match. Why is it all old fucking men? Why is it all old men?
We watch the language. Can we watch the language a little bit? This is we have LLC now. Thank you. Go ahead.
We have Drew. We have Jeff Hardy, old man Jeff, who fucking limps to the ring every week.
Language, please. LLCs.
Oh my.
We're official now. Continue, Luch.
We have AJ Styles. I mean, come on now. He's phenomenal, whatever. I don't care about him being in it. Sheamus, I really don't care because honestly,
Styles is in it.
I think Sheamus versus Drew might happen at Mania. I'm thinking Mania. Sheamus versus Drew for the championship. We'll see. Then Orton's in it. So probably this is when The Fiend will return, make his little thing. Orton's definitely not going to win it. I know a lot of people are saying Orton's going to win.
Good. I'm sorry.
And the Miz.
Help you out.
And the Miz. I don't think it was smart to put the Miz in. He has the money in the bank. You put him in, it kind of lowers the odds of him cashing in that night.
Does it really, though? I mean, come on.
Does it really? What are you talking about? Does it really? It lowers it. He's in a chamber match.
I'm sorry. I'm not here.
And then we had the funniest moment in wrestling in a while. We had Nia Jax, my hole. Now, listen, when she first said that, I didn't know how to react. I burst out in laughing because I didn't know how to react. And then they did it again on Friday. They did it again on SmackDown. So I think this is Nia Jax is gonna become the my whole joke probably, and it's just gonna continue.
I don't know why it's got to be a joke. She seriously could have injured herself.
She could have injured herself?
She injured herself. It's okay.
How is she going to injure herself? It's not like she did a buckle bomb like X-Pac and ripped her anus.
I mean, she could have. Go ahead, Luch. I'm sorry. It's your show, right?
Then we go to AEW. Sammy leaves the Inner Circle. Probably we have something to do with MJF. Possibly, from what he states, it has something to do with MJF. So, I think that's actually good for Sammy. I think the Inner Circle is holding him back in a lot of ways. He's very talented. On the mic, he might need a little bit around the edges. But all around, I mean, his in-ring performance is pretty good. I would not say it's like an Eddie Guerrero. Okay, let's not take it too far now. Let's not take it too far. Then we have the Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz next week for the titles. The Bucks said if they would win if they would have won the the Rumble, whatever, the tag team Rumble last week, that they would have picked the Good Brothers.
We got to nail these things.
They would have picked the Good Brothers. and it would have been a big, we would have broke the door down at this pay-per-view type of thing. And so yeah. But I mean, Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz, it's going to be a good match. We all know how it's going to go, Bucks way. But Santana and Ortiz always put on a fantastic show. Speaking of fantastic shows and a fantastic match, we had Kenta and Omega versus Mox and Lance Archer. No DQ. No DQ. This was an amazing match all around, in my opinion. It kept me entertained because they brought in potatoes and start throwing potatoes and shit in the kitchen. That I thought was hilarious. Then you had the actual wrestling in the ring. I mean, obviously you had Kenta, Mox, and Omega, and Lance. And because Lance, for his size, is fantastic and can do some crazy shit. And was Jake? Jake was by the ringside, Jake the Snake. I do not believe Don Callis was actually, though. Don't remember fully, but I don't think I seen him. So, but Mox, he sells. Let me tell you that. Jesus, did he sell Kenta? On almost anything Kenta did to him, he sold. Great. And obviously they've worked together for years in New Japan. So yeah, but that match took the night. Second was Darby versus Joey Janela. That was an amazing opener, to be honest. And for the people out there that talk shit about Joey Janela, yeah, he might have not had
language.
He might have not had the school training and all that, but he is really good at working. Actually, he's not. I wouldn't say really good. He's good at working. He knows what he's doing in the ring. So I think people need to give him a little bit more credit. Then we're going to go to NXT. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about NXT because I'm going to give my predictions for Vengeance.
I don't know why you talk about NXT. This is the Off the Top Rope, a wrestling show. You need to talk NXT.
Normally when people watch something and critique, they take notes and then they talk about it afterwards. Maybe you want to do that.
You didn't watch NXT then?
I watched NXT.
Then why didn't you critique it, but you just want to talk predictions?
Because there's not that. There was 2 good matches, which was for the Dusty Cup.
Talk wrestling, whether it was good, whether it was
Sean.
bad. You're trying to make the show better.
You're not on the show. You're not on the show.
You're right. I'm not even here.
But this whole thing that they have with this Tian Sha, I'm not 100% sure on how you pronounce it. This whole demon woman thing that's, I guess taking over another woman's body or what. I don't even know the full story because they haven't, put it all out there yet. But I can't wait to see where this goes. I want to see, is this woman going to be wrestling? Is she just going to be there and control people during the match or possess the other person and, whatever? I want to see, is that stuff going to happen? Then we're going to go to SmackDown. Pretty good SmackDown. You open up with Roman and Pierce. Okay. Saying that, hey, Roman, you're going to be in a chamber match. Roman's laughing. No, I'm not. But Roman comes up with a great idea. Whoever wins the chamber gets a match with me right then and there on the spot. That's fantastic.
That's a great idea.
That's fantastic. It's a great idea. And I cannot wait to see who wins. We got DB. We got Cesaro. We got KO. We have Jey Uso. We have Baron Corbin. And who is that? Who was the sixth member? Baron Corbin. Who is the sixth member? 1 second.
Should be more prepared. Jesus.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
More time researching, less talking.
Shut
hurts the show
up. But it's going to be a really good match. The people in it are pretty obviously another one where there's not too many young bucks. I would like to see them throw a little bit more of the younger guys in, just because they deserve it. They're there all the time.
Who are all the participants again? Who are all the participants again?
Sean, I'm finding my post because I actually, unlike some, and Sammy, thank you.
What? Maybe your wife should do a show 1 week. At least Sammy, she knows. At least she knew.
At least she helped me. And Sam
knew. At least a great job. At least you knew.
I don't want Sammy to exactly win. Obviously, I think that they're going to give it to either Jay or KO. But we're going to have to see. That's going to be a hell of a chamber match, though. A hell of it with DB and Cesaro. And let's take a minute to say them two in a tag team would be fucking phenomenal. That would be so great.
Language, please. The language. My phone's blowing up over here. Language.
Your phone isn't even going off. I don't hear shit.
It's on vibrate. Language. I have a show, but it's going off. I have text messages from Courtney and George telling me your language. It's killing us. It's killing us. Go ahead.
Then we have Rollins coming back, the Messiah. Old theme, same gimmick. Thank God. I hated that theme. That whole big wah entrance shit, it gotta go.
Oh, God.
It's got to go. But he starts, saying how he became a father and all this, how he's going to save Friday Night SmackDown, the typical Messiah promo. And then everyone starts to leave. They're like, I'm not dealing with this. I get lights go out, come back on, Cesaro's there. Still there. And he thinks Cesaro has heard him and is going to be the answer to his prayers or whatever. And Cesaro's like, no, buddy. I'm going to go. Tries to leave. Seth attacks him. DB comes out. Seth runs away. Seth's suit also, oh my God, beautiful. Leather suit, all leather, under, tie. My man was sweating his balls off, but that shit was nice.
Jesus.
Oh, and Corey Graves' little undershirt was fly too. But then we have, and speaking of speaking of Seth Rollins, I have to say something that just came to my mind about Roman Reigns. When Paul Heyman cut his little promo against Pierce, he said, "You're Universal World Heavyweight Champion." Now, if you guys don't remember, that's the title Edge had to put down and say, I can't be champion, I have to retire. So maybe we're going to get a Roman versus Edge match at Mania. Maybe Edge wins. Then maybe Edge on the next Friday trashes that ugly Universal shitty title in the garbage, and he brings back that baby right there, the big gold. He brings back the big gold. The most beautiful championship WWE's ever had besides the Winged Eagle. That would be phenomenal. Could you please turn the volume off on your phone? Whoever you're texting is coming through.
It's all right. I'm sorry. I'm texting the bosses. I just had to let them know how the show's going.
So we're going to do,
as like you can see, the boss has gotten into contact with you too. I see.
Now we're going to go into our Black History Month segment.
I would have started the show off with the Black History Month segment.
No, why start it off? You have to end it with the best.
You're right. It's your show.
You have to end it with the best.
It's your show. I'm sorry.
Now, last week I had let me real quick. We had wrong paper. We had Bobo Brazil. We had Ron Simmons. We had Rocky Johnson. We had Ethel Johnson. And we had Jacqueline Moore. Now, this week, obviously, those are kind of like the break-in stars for the African Americans. They busted, they really busted the door down for the people to be able to walk through. Now, I'm going with these guys, the next gen. Now, these guys still had doors to bust down, but that first door they were able to get through because of the ones before. But we got to start it with the one and only. Five-time champ, Booker T. Give me a spinneroonie, sucker. He debuted in 1989. He actually did not retire yet, and he's still wrestling for his own promotion. And, he does his on and off thing with WWE. He's 6'3" and 256 pounds. My man's got bigger with age also. He's got bigger with age. Now, some of his accomplishments have been the TNA Tag Team Champion. He's one time with Scott Steiner. The WCW World Champ 4 times. The WCW Tag Team Champs 10 times, obviously, with his brother. WWE Heavyweight Champion 1 time. The Hardcore title 2 times. And obviously, King of the Ring 2006. Now, with these newer guys, I can kind of say some accomplishments and kind of give you a little bit of like what I think, because these guys I grew up at least watching or knowing stuff of them. So with Booker T, when I start watching it, he was like the King Booker with Sharmell and everything. That I love that gimmick. And let me tell you, Booker T is a worker. A worker. He could really, really do his thing, and he can make the other opponent look good. He is someone you want on your team. He's a good worker. Selling is phenomenal. One of my favorite sales of his is WrestleMania 26 when Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole. Special guest ref Stone Cold Steve Austin. Booker T went in to celebrate after Jerry won, and he drunk the beer, and then he got stunned and he spit the beer as he did the whole sell. It was my favorite sell he's ever done. Booker T, every time he came out, I got excited. I knew something was about to happen, something exciting. He was going to say something cool or something exciting. I was a fan of Booker growing up, and I liked it. I love to see where he's come. He's doing so much for the next gen in his school. He's really teaching these kids what to do, and the backstage too, and I really like that. And then we're going to go on, and a lot of people aren't going to probably like this one. But I had to because I'm a fan. My man, New Jack. Listen, a lot of people don't like him. He's that hardcore bullshit. Like people, that's hardcore bullshit. It's still wrestling at the end of the day. And it's entertaining. So New Jack, I couldn't find when he debuted, when he retired. I couldn't find shit on my man. But what I found was he is 6 foot exactly and 240 pounds. He was the ACPW Hardcore champ one time, ECW Tag Team Champ 3 times, and then the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champion 1 time. He doesn't have a lot of accomplishments, but he did open the door for African Americans in hardcore wrestling. Like, there really wasn't too many before New Jack. And New Jack made it cool to be a hardcore wrestler in a way. I know some people on this that are watching the show don't like hardcore wrestling and death matches and all that, but it still has wrestling in the name, and it's still in a ring. It's still a match, so it's wrestling. But his New Jack stuff in ECW is ridiculous. But if you guys follow wrestling and watch like some people's independent matches, like if you're a fan of people and you search up them and you watch their stuff when they go out of state and out of town, he has some crazy matches. And to be honest, he's not terrible. He is safe. It's just the people that wrestle with him get scared. And then he's like, no, if you commit to this, we're live. We can't, you have to do this. And that's when shit goes wrong. But like, yeah, like he's been known to like make people do things they don't want to do, but like don't commit to it. And then when it's live and time to do it, you bitch out. You can't do that. This is professional wrestling. You got to go through with it. Then we have somebody, and this person doesn't get looked at for his African-American side. A lot of you probably already know it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But he is an African-American. And let's be honest, he was one of the biggest stars in the 90s, if not the biggest in some people's eyes. Like in the 90s, there were Stone Cold and The Rock, and you had to pick between them two. Who was your man? You were either a Stone Cold dude or a Rock dude. And so I had to pick him for the next gen. So The Rock debuted in 1996. Obviously, he's not retired because he's still wrestling, just part-timer. But he's 6'5" and 260 pounds. For some reason, I do not believe that. I don't believe he's 260. Dude looks like he's at least like 320. He's just so jacked. But like, it's probably just because he's so fucking jacked.
Oh God, the language.
Oh my God. All right. The Rock was WCW champ 2 times. He was WWE champ 8 times. WWE tag team champ 5 times with multiple partners. He was obviously the 2000s Rumble winner, and he won 9 Slammies. I actually didn't know that about The Rock until I did a little bit of research. I didn't know he won 9 Slammies. I knew The Rock won a couple. I didn't know he won 9. But The Rock, okay. Now this, we have to take a couple minutes and stop and talk because this man, in my opinion, evolutionized promos. He really did. He made it cool to be a promo guy. Like there's some people that like I don't want to see work in the ring, but I want to see work the mic because they're that damn good. But The Rock could work the ring and he works the mic. The Rock was fantastic. Some of them promos. I mean, what did he say the one time with about Stephanie Rhino and Stephanie Rhino and was it Taz? Taz? Or I forget somebody, and he said you guys could use Stephanie's boobs as a flotation device and all this other stuff that was just so funny. And I mean, still to this day, if he comes and he grabs a microphone, no matter who you are, you're right at the edge of your seat waiting to hear what that man got to say. He is fantastic on the mic. He's good in the ring. And all around, he has done a lot for WWE. I mean, he was one of WWE's first boys to break out and go into movies. I believe what Scorpion King was the first big WWE movie. And he starred in it. He was the star. So like John Cena was the man that was The Rock at that time. So now I had to add some women. The women I added. Now this first name, or actually, I'll save her for last. And I know you guys are gonna be like, "What the hell?" But first, we have Awesome Kong or Karma. Excuse me. She was Awesome Kong, and I believe she is Awesome Kong in AEW. She was Awesome Kong in Impact/TNA. She was Karma in WWE. She debuted in 2002. Obviously, still wrestles because she signed to AEW. She's 5'11" and 272 pounds. Some of her accomplishments was
I wouldn't say the woman's weight.
WWWA Single World Champ one time, the AWA Super Women's Champ one time, and the NWA Women's World Champ one time. Again, not a lot of accomplishments, but she is a good worker, probably because she spent a lot of her time in Japan. But she is a good worker. And if you hear her stories, she really actually, she just doesn't wrestle because, oh, I'm fit for it. No, it's she likes and loves what she does. And that's what I love. When you love what you do, I love that. So you can see it in her eyes when she wrestles and when she talks. And some of her matches in WWE were pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. But I was a fan of her when she was in. I mean, I think when she first busted in, I was like probably not a fan. Because I think when I was younger, obviously I was all over like the baby faces of like the female and the male division. They were like, you're a kid. You're supposed to like the baby face in a way. So yeah, so I really didn't like her because she was a heel. But as growing up and understanding wrestling more, I do think that she is an amazing worker. She knows the business and she's really good all around. And then the last woman, I know a lot of people, y'all gonna be like, what the hell, man? Really? I got to pick Alicia Fox, though. I had to. Were her accomplishments a lot? Not really, but we'll get into it. Debuted in 2006. She retired in 2019, and she's 5'9". Now, with this one, her weight was nowhere on the internet. I couldn't find it at all. So she keeps that under wraps. But some of her accomplishments were the OVW Women's Champ. She was one time. The WWE Divas Champ one time. And the WWE 24/7 Champ one time. Okay, now I am going to try to, speak to the people watching, including the person watching right here. Do you remember the 24/7? I don't recall that. That when did she get the? I read it and I was like, when the hell did this happen? I do not recall her winning the 24/7. I'm like, when did? Sean, do you want to put your 2 cents in? You've been doing it the whole damn show.
Your show, not mine.
Well, do you know when? A year, approximately?
I believe it was sometime this year, but
sometime this year? I do not remember that at all.
This year, last year, it doesn't matter. You should know this stuff as you should be.
Whatever. Yeah.
Your show.
WWE 24/7 Champ one time. Don't recall, but I'm definitely going to Google it and see. Was it the pay-per-view before Rumble? Was it that one? I thought the pay-per-view before Rumble, what's his name grabbed it? Rosenberg. I don't know. It's what.
And your wife seems like she knows more than you.
Oh, please. The wife knows because of me. Okay.
Wow, you hear that, Lisa? You hear that, Elisa? He says you don't know anything.
No, I said she does know, but what she knows is because of me.
Wow. That's so horrible to say that about your wife. Sorry, your show. I'm not even here. Oh, and by the way,
Vengeance.
One thing. Oh, it was Legends Night. See, wow, she even knows the exact night.
It was Legends Night.
Jeez,
Sean.
I'm about to hire you, Elisa. I'm really about to hire you.
I thank Luch for my wrestling knowledge. Look at that, Sean. You see?
That's because I get it. I understand.
You see?
Luch, I just wanted to let you know I spoke with Courtney and George, and they told me towards the end of this, I'm obligated to do a live interview with you. You can ask me anything you want after you're done, and I'll answer for you and the people about my new role here as GM of Off the Top Rope.
That's fine. Okay, I got you. That's fine. That's fine, Sean. Let me look up what I need to look up now.
I'm just letting you aware of the circumstances and the situation after I got off the phone with them. That's why I stepped away.
Okay. Well, we have obviously NXT TakeOver Vengeance. Do I think NXT missed it? They should have did the Valentine's Day one, the Valentine's Day Massacre or whatever it was called. That I think they missed. They should have did that one. It's whatever. We still get Vengeance. It's an old pay-per-view. It's okay. But we have Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. I don't know which way to go with this. It's kind of hard. Obviously, Karrion Kross is watching from afar. And obviously, And for everyone just tuning in, we're going over NXT Vengeance, the predictions. Just did Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. Who do you guys think will win? I'm probably going to go with Finn Balor. Stay with the champ. But then we have the NXT Women's Champion, Io Shirai, or as you know, some people who are here but not here call her Io Shirai, versus Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. This one's hard. This one is a hard one because, Toni Storm is great. Mercedes Martinez is probably going to be the next big girl in NXT, their big dominant girl, because obviously Rhea Ripley's going to the main roster. So I don't know where to take this one. I'm not actually going to pick Io Shirai, but honestly, I don't know who to pick in her competitors. But I'm going to go with Toni Storm. But their pick is Io Shirai retaining. And I'm sorry, their pick was actually Finn Balor retaining also. Then we have the NXT North American Championship, Johnny Gargano versus Kushida. Honestly, this match shouldn't even be happening. Johnny is a little injured right now. He has an arm problem. He shouldn't be wrestling. It's going to get worse if he wrestles. It's going to get worse. He wore a sling. He couldn't even move it on Wednesday. It should be postponed. That's what I think. The match should be postponed for a later day until Johnny feels better. That's what I hope would happen. It's not going to, but I'm going to go with Johnny anyways, because no matter what, my man will retain because he's Mr. fucking wrestling, okay?
Language.
Then we have the men's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic match. Oh, I'm so excited for this. You have MSK, Wesley, and Nash Carter versus Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake, and Zach Gibson. This is easy for me. It's MSK all day. They brought them in. They're going to let them win. There's no way. I don't see it going any other way. And their pick is also MSK. I'm definitely picking MSK. I want them to win. They're talented guys. They're great guys. Oh, look, I guess somebody is tired and can't, do their job. Women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Finals. We have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Honestly, this one's a hard one to pick. But I'm going to go with Shotzi and Ember Moon. Because Shotzi's that shit. She knows she gonna come out with the tank, and yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Their pick is also Moon and Blackheart, and that is actually the pay-per-view for Vengeance. Actually, not a big one, not a real big one. So yeah, I think that wraps up the show, and yeah, I think we have nothing else to talk about, right?
Well,
right. So I think it's
once again,
it's
they want
time
me
to wrap up, right?
You to ask me questions about my new role here. You might be facing some fines.
You want me to? Okay, I got some questions.
Okay. Yeah, you might be facing some fines due to the profanity. So
okay. Well, here
I can review.
I'll write another one. How much ass did you kiss to get this job? I'll write another one. It's fine. How much ass did you kiss to get the job?
There's no ass kissing here. They just know.
There's no Courtney ass kissing club. There's not.
You're gonna disrespect the boss like that?
I'm just asking.
No, there's not.
Just asking. So your role is to do actually what? Just sit there?
So my role here as GM, you want to make the show better. Am I right, Luch? You mentioned that to Courtney and George. Am I right? You want to make the show better.
Always.
You always do. So I'm here to guide you.
I always do. Exactly. You just said it.
I'm here to guide you to make that show better. Please. We're here to make sure. And now here's the biggest thing is that we are an LLC. You know how big of a news that is for us? Us having an LLC now? You know how big that is? You realize how big that is? It's a big ordeal for us.
I know.
We have to clean up the show a little bit. The profanity can't be there anymore.
Is this PG? Oh, has this become PG?
It's not a PG, but we need to watch how we say things.
PG.
And also, we need to start on time. We need to start on time.
It's
not
3
4:03.
minutes.
It doesn't matter. We have people to answer to now, Luch. We're trying to get to the next level. And Luch, if you can't make us get to the next level, then we will go out and find somebody who will get us to the next
level. Sean, please.
I have plenty of candidates.
It's so funny
that could do your job.
I have another question.
Sure.
So you are GM for Raw.
There's no GM. There's no quotation marks.
You're GM for Loudmouth. Off the Top Rope.
For Off the Top Rope only.
Why do you never share anything wrestling? Why is it always other sports? If you're only strictly managing Off the Top Rope.
I'm a producer. We produce. We have to constantly
so now you're switching up what you're saying.
I'm a GM. I'm GM for Off the Top Rope, but I am also a producer for Loudmouth. So I have to constantly. I'm consistently busy, Luch. Consistently busy. I have many roles here. Many roles. And the biggest thing that you need to do is understand your place in this company.
Listen,
you need to understand where you stand.
I think
you need to fall in line.
And we talked about Black History Month. We talked about Black History Month.
You did a great job.
And talk about Dwayne.
You put a guy on there Johnson that committed attempted murder. It's cool though.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as in words of him, know your role, Sean, and shut your mouth, okay? Until I get the word from my bosses that
I am your boss.
No. I need the word from the bosses, and then maybe we can talk. Then that's maybe. Because here's the thing, Sean. I can do what I want, say whatever the fuck I want.
That's another fine.
Whenever the fuck I want.
And that's another fine.
Listen, and you know what? I'm going to quote James Harrison.
Luch,
okay? At the next show, I'll bring my checkbook.
Luch, here's the thing. Did you even ask me, how did I get on? I needed a link. Right? And I said, I don't need a link. Right?
You probably had it saved from when you used to do a show.
No, see, that's the thing is you just don't understand. I don't need a link to come on.
Oh my God.
You don't have to invite me to come on. How about all those times when we were talking and we were doing the shows, Courtney would always pop up without us inviting him.
He's the boss. It's cool.
Little food for thought there. How do you think I popped up without the invite?
You're not the boss.
I'm just your boss.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
You have your fans. We like that.
So you're the GM, right? You're the GM.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to be here every week.
I'll be here when needed.
You're going to be here every week.
I'll be here when needed.
Oh, when needed.
When needed.
Needed.
This week was needed, as I needed to announce my role in Off the Top Rope.
The role. We'll see. We'll see about that. We will see about that. Because honest, like I just, the
Luch,
bosses didn't say nothing.
Luch, calm down. Listen, we like your fans. We love that you have fans. We love that you have the viewership that you do. We love it. We just want better product.
What's yours? Where's your fans?
I'm the GM.
Where's your fans?
Fans.
Where's your fans?
I don't need fans, Luch. As a GM, as boss, everybody's our enemy. So I understand the fans love. Look, I look at these comments. Luciano for president 2024. Team Luch. Tell him Luch. Greatness knows no time. The show starts as soon as I get the notification for the Luch show. That's the problem. It's not the Luch show. It's Off the Top Rope featuring Loudmouth Luch. You need to understand.
I know. You see,
what's the title of it?
What's the title? What's the title, Sean? The title of the video is Off the Top Rope.
But people think it's the Luch show, and that's the perception.
That's because I do the work on it.
You do the work. You know what? I will give you credit. You do the work. But here's the thing, Luch, and this is what you need to understand. I might have retired from the show, from hosting the show, due to other obligations that I was meant to meet. And I handed you this show. I brought you on, Luch. You had nothing up until I called you about this show. And you need to understand that. You need to understand I had an obligation that I made to your mother, that I would take care of you. I would make sure you succeed. I made an obligation to your aunt, and I made an obligation to your grandmother. We're family. And I think you're forgetting that. So what you need to understand is I'm here to help you. I'm not here to hurt you.
Talking through the whole thing, all of that.
That was just little criticisms that I seen. That's all. But once again, Luch, don't make it so bad that your mother up there is going to be mad at you.
Oh, please. Please, Sean.
Because at the end of the day, Luch, your mother was a great woman. Are we in agreement to that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't make her roll over in a grave.
Oh, please. Please, Sean. What have you done? What have you done?
Obviously, we have some work for you to do. And we're going to make you better, Luch. We're going to make you a better person because of it.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I think you want to do is disappoint your aunt and your mother.
Yeah, Sean. You can think that you can make the show better. But we all know the truth.
We will make the show better. Not me, not I. We will make the show better.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that. I know for a fact that I am here every week. I share all the time. What do you do, Sean? What do you do?
What do I do? What I'm doing right now is I'm actually emailing the bosses. But once again, Luch, it's just we want to make this show better, Luch. We want to make Off the Top Rope take off on the map. I mean, me and you, brother, we've done a lot great together, and I just hope that we can make it even more. You brought a guy on to do a theme song for us. A theme song. You know how great that is? That's your doing.
Yeah.
You did that. I'm just here to guide you. I'm here to help you in any way, shape, and possible. Because, Luch, like I said, in all due respect, in everything, you've done so great on this show. You've done so much for this company. But, Luch, at the end of the day, you're disappointing your mother.
Listen here, okay? Listen. Before you take it any further, let me tell you something, okay? You mentioned my mother one more time. I don't give a fuck about this job, about family. I don't give a fuck about anything. I will come to where the fuck you stay, and
that's why your mother's so disappointed.
I will put this to bed, Sean.
Have a great shit.
So watch.
See you guys next week here on another edition of Loudmouth Off the Top Rope.
Talking,